Hello, it's Glamstract here. Another video, another foundation review. And today's foundation and concealer are from BECCA. We have the Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation and the Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer. The foundation shade I've picked is Shell. The concealer shade I've picked is Linen. Just before we start, I do want to apologize about this atrocious, horrible visit. It's so ugly. Look how big it is. Well, I did pick it. I don't pick my spots. Don't pick your spots. It's really bad. But this one was so ready that as soon as I dried my face, it just came out. Okay, enough about that. Let's just go ahead and skip right through to the makeup application. But before I do so, I do want to let you know that I've done my skincare. So I have the usual Origins, the Mega Mushroom line, and I also prepped and primed my skin with the Vitamin Enriched Face Base by Bobbi Brown. And the way I'm going to apply this foundation is by using a beauty blender. I'm just going to apply one pump and see how much I can achieve by just using this. Smell-wise, it doesn't really have a smell. It smells like alcohol. It's quite thick, I can tell. So let's go ahead and apply. It definitely is a full coverage foundation. And just think that I am applying this with a beauty blender, which is supposed to get rid of some of the coverage. But this is intense. I did wear this foundation before, but to be honest with you, I forgot what it was like. Which I don't know if it's a good sign. That means it's not memorable. I can feel it on the skin, definitely lightweight. I do remember that it's not a mattifying foundation, so that's a good thing. For me, at least. I prefer more of a hydrating, glowing foundation. It's not glowing either. I mean, it does reflect the light in the skin, but it's not glowy. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so this is one part of my face apply. I'm gonna go and apply on this side where I have this monster on my face and see if it's gonna cover it well. It did a good job in covering my spot. Of course, you can't get rid of the bumpiness, but definitely is less visible on the skin. But of course, it still peeks through because this was a big one. Pretty good. I would suggest maybe half a pump because, yeah, it's quite intense. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just talking about personal preferences here. Is too full coverage for me. Too full coverage, maybe the way I would use this foundation, if I would mix it with a less coverage foundation, just to burst the coverage maybe in another foundation, but by itself, well, the coverage is real. It looks super glowy because I'm standing in front of my window, and that's why you can see all this luminosity, but in real person it's not that luminous. And let's do concealer. The concealer that I've picked, as I said, is Linen, and is slightly lighter than the foundation just to give myself that brighter under eye effect. So I'm just gonna apply one dot per under eye here and one dot here. I'm gonna use my finger as usual. And let's go to town. Very brightening. And of course, this is a full coverage concealer, so just like the foundation, you can have a full coverage effect with this as well. Very brightening, wow. It's pretty though, I like it. But to be honest, it does look like I'm wearing too much. But it did a great job in covering my dark circles. Yeah. This is the foundation applied. I'm just going to do a quick close-up to show you what it looks like. I like the foundation until I apply the concealer. I feel like concealer is too cool toned for me. I mean, it almost looks grey on my skin. But, as I said, nothing goes to waste in this house. So I'll be mixing this with different concealers and it will give me a little bit of a brighter under eye with a different one. I mean, I use my usual primer, as I said, a Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base, but for some reason I feel like my pores are more visible with this foundation. Strange. It didn't happen with other foundations that I've reviewed before. I feel like they almost look bloated. I don't know, it's weird. Oh, I'm just inspecting it close. It doesn't look drying, which is good. It still looks like nice and fresh on the skin. But those pores, wow. It's definitely not a pore minimizer foundation. I'm gonna use a little bit of powder and see if I can get rid of a little bit of those pores, which is quite obvious on the skin. I can see them from far away. And I'll come back very shortly. I'm back. So now that I have applied powder, bronzer, blusher, and highlighter, I do have to say that I like this foundation and concealer more. I feel like everything finally feels more put together. Does it make sense? I mean, probably you think like, of course, you've done the rest of your face, but I have to be 100% honest with you. I was not liking this foundation at all when I first applied it on my skin. But now that I've done the rest of my face, it actually looks pretty decent. It looks really nice, very comfortable. Definitely, once again, I do have to say, personally, I prefer a different kind of coverage. This one is too full coverage for my skin, but definitely not unpleasant. And now that I've applied the powder, you can still see the pores coming through, but definitely less. And my nose looks a little drier. I do have to say that. My nose looks just a little drier, so is the mean between my brows feels a little drier as well. But I do always apply a powder. I always set my face with powder, just with other foundations that I've done review of. So this one is reacting just slightly differently. I mean, if you ask me to rank this foundation from 0 to 10, I'd probably give a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. So we're towards the end of this video. Let me know in the comment down below, what do you think about this foundation? Have you tried it before? And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, but also give it a thumbs up if you didn't like it as well, because why not? Let's spread the love. And while you're here on my YouTube channel, why don't you just subscribe to my YouTube? It's just the red button down here. And also follow me if you want on my social medias, mainly on Instagram at Glamstract. I don't use Facebook and Twitter as much. Thanks for watching again, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.